Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Phantom.Strategies. So in this video, let's talk about Bitcoin. We are trading at 62, 66 right now. I'm looking at the short-term, little bit short-term time frame, the daily chart for Bitcoin to USD pair, and this data is coming from Coinbase. All right. So Bitcoin, in the last couple of weeks, we have been sitting in this sideways action in Bitcoin. Pretty much trading in the range bound from 6,500 to 63, 6,400, and all of a sudden yesterday on Monday, October 29th, we had a drop probably around, I think it was around 3-4%. And if you see that, it came right on the dot where we have this red resistance line. So it's pretty much like, you know, touched. I'm gonna zoom more in so you can clearly see this. It is barely touched that red resistance line, which is coming all the way from the March. I believe it is from the March time frame. And basically we have been talking about this resistance trend line for a while now, and we talked about how it's very important we have to break through that trend line with a high volume, and if we don't, we might see some down leg. And you know, but the only benefit that the bulls have is there is not enough momentum. Just like on the upside, there is not enough momentum on the downside. So we're not seeing any follow through on the downside, at least for right now. Now that could change if there is a, like, you know, multiple, like some negative headlines, or, like, you know, there are some negative news that can change. So just be on a lookout right now. The best thing I can tell you right now is pretty much just to sit on your hand, not to go long, not to go short. And if you are really itching to do something, then I would advise, I mean, it's really up to you what you want to do, but if I was in this position, I would pretty much sit on my hand or not do anything. Or what you can do is go with long position with a very tight stop losses. Like when I mean tight stop, what I mean by tight stop losses is like 2 to 3%, not 2%. 2% is just a little too much, especially, like, you know, the market might like shake you off easily, and like 3% would be an ideal scenario. But the range, the average true range is is getting narrow and narrow. So that's the reason, like, you know, going with the tighter stop losses will be a better option. I mean, we just have to wait it out. I mean, don't be the first one to, like, you know, pull the trigger. You just wait out and see how it goes. We can easily go down to 6,100 level in Bitcoin and retest those level, or even perhaps the 5,800, which has happened previously. So I won't be I won't be surprised if any of the scenario, like, you know, pans out, because it's in this junction where anything can happen. If we basically, the reason I'm saying anything can happen is because right now, just looking at whatever information we have, bulls don't have enough momentum to break out of this resistance, and the bears don't have enough juice to, like, push us down. So if we are in this junction where it's kind of like 50-50, I know there are some more, like, you know, scenarios on the are more, like, you know, odds on the upside, but like right now we just need more momentum, like, you know, which we don't have right now. So we just have to wait and see if we can get that momentum on the upside. Until then, just sit on your hand, you know, don't try to, like, overthink this thing and try to you know, over engineer or your strategy. Just keep it simple. You know, let the market figure it out what it wants to do, and then you can pull the trigger. If it wants to go down, then, you know, maybe that will give you a little more better buying opportunity. And if you still think more, like, you know, there is a breakout coming, then, you know, perhaps going with a stop losses with around 3% stop loss, that will give you at least, you know, the risk you're taking going into the trade, that your losses can be up to only 3%, and, you know, you have a better chance of, like, having a potential upside. So keep those things in mind. Again, like, you know, just want to reiterate right now, the scenarios, I mean, is just it's just time to sit on your hand right now. It's just this market is not able to figure out what it wants to do, and it's like really not advisable to fight the market right now, because like you will be always on the losing side if you try to fight it too much. Sometimes you just have to sit back and relax and just like let the market figure it out, right? And the longer, if you look at, again, this was the daily chart. This is I was showing you the shorter term time frame. Let's look at the little bit, like let's look at the monthly. All right, the monthly is very critical because this will really set the tone for long term. All right, now on the monthly, we are barely staying over the 20-day. This the orange line is the 20-day moving average, and we never really closed below the 20-day moving average. So it will be very interesting how we close the month of October, and it's very critical that we close a little bit more positive than how it's showing right now. Because right now, if you look at the monthly, this is a nice bull flag on the monthly, but we want to make sure that we remain over the 20-day moving average. So that will give us like more optimism, and obviously perhaps a leg high from the 6200 price action that we are sitting in right now. So the month of October, it's been like pretty much range bound, and it really didn't do much. But let's see if we can have some follow through in November and December. Traditionally speaking, November and December have been quite bullish for Bitcoin. In general, if we look at the 2017, that was the case. Same thing with like November of 2016, and even back in 2015, like those months were November, December tend to be a little bit more bullish for Bitcoin and like in general for the crypto market. So let's see if we can have some momentum on the upside. But right now the best thing is like is to sit on the hands and like just wait out and let the market figure it out, rather than you're going out on the front line and trying to like pull the triggers. Okay, so that's all, guys. Let me know if you have any question. Post it in the comment if you have any other coins you want me to take a look at it. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I know this can get boring. It's like when the markets are not moving, it gets boring. I get it. But if you want to have a long-term income out of the cryptos or trading in general, you need to understand that there will be a lot of time in your life, in your trading career, that you will go through this kind of things, and you really have to prepare yourself mentally that okay, this is okay to like go through this phase, because you can't have a market that just goes up and up and up. It doesn't, like and no market is like that. Like early in that January time frame, I was calling out that we have extended so much and we are ready for that pullback. Now that pullback have turned into a sell-off, but we need to make sure that we are reevaluating a lot of things right at this junction. At this junction, we are the risk to reward is better. The long scenarios, like getting the discounted coins or the price, that there is more opportunity to buy things right here rather than buying it when we were at around 20,000. all right, so keep those things in mind. Obviously, like when people are running away from the things, that's when you really need to start looking into buying things. And when people are really getting attracted toward the crypto market, that's when you really need to start pulling back, or at least taking some profit. So those are the simple things, that simple basic theories that you want to always keep in mind. This kind of market, again, it can be dragging, it can be boring, but you have to really create that mindset to keep on chugging and keep on learning from it. That's the main thing. You have to learn from this, this market, so you can apply it in your future trades. All right, so that's all. Let me know again if you have any question, post it in the comments. And again, if this videos, this content and this videos are helpful to your trading, then please make sure you give me a thumbs up. That really means a lot and keeps me motivated in doing this content for you guys. All right, talk to you soon.